Welcome to this important topical discussion with me, Jimmy Kutesa, on Umu Times. And today I have visitors from one of the greatest universities in Uganda, and that is Uganda Matters University. And our topic today is an ideal family. What is it? Do you know it? You're going to be knowing about it right about now. Because visitors are already in the house, they're going to share their ideas about an ideal family. Let's begin. Okay, with me here we have the visitors from the greatest university. I would like you to introduce yourselves and we'll continue with the show. First of all, I'm profoundly humbled to be with you here, our visitors from the good institution, that is Uganda Matters University, and I hope you shall have a very good discussion about an ideal family as you prepared. You're welcome, madam. What is your name? Thank you so much.
Thank you for inviting me here today. I'm Margaret from Uganda.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, our presenter for today. My name is Umu, also from Uganda Matters University.
Okay, thank you so much. My viewer is there viewing us and watching us. Today we are going to start into our discussion, and that is an ideal family. And I would like to ask you, how do you understand an ideal family? Let's begin with the gentleman.
Alright, thank you very much, our presenter, for that wonderful question, and which has helped us to understand what an ideal family is. Me personally, how I can understand an ideal family is a family that is built on strong principles and on foundations of respect, love, and living together in unity, so as to ensure continued progress within the family and all the projects that the family runs.
Thank you so much. Yes, madam.
What I can tell you about an ideal family is that family is built on love, trust, and more so religious norms. This is like when it comes in that the family works hand in hand together in love and respect.
Okay.
For me, I won't go any far from my colleagues, what they say. I think an ideal family is a family which is brought up or built on norms of love, respect, and God-fearing. For me, what I think an ideal family is basically about love, caring, and where communication is valued, everyone's opinion is matters.
Okay, thank you so much. As you have heard, our guests, our visitors are trying to explain how they understand the term an ideal family. But surprisingly, they have been leaving out the thing money. Because many people say you can't have an ideal family when you are poor, you don't have money. What are some of those essential qualities that should be there for us to get an ideal family? Because love, what about money? Gentlemen.
Alright, thank you very much, our presenter for today. Well, like you were mentioning, money is also one basic need, especially in this generation, that considers an ideal family. Though I do not take it to be 100%, but I believe values and qualities like love, care, being there for each other, respecting one another, and some of those aspects, once they are in place, and also now money comes in. Actually, when all those values are respected, it even becomes easier for money to come within the family, and it works more accurately, because even money might be there, but it might even cause more collisions, and it fails to become an ideal family. Yes.
They say that where money is not enough, or where money is absent, love sometimes also disappears. What is your take on that?
Yes, that's a very important topic, but my take on that one of the reasons why money disappears because lack of love in the first place. But I believe where love is, there is unity, there is hard work, and when all these other qualities are under control, then with time, money keeps arising. Love creates an atmosphere for money to be there in most of the cases. Thank you very much.
If you talk about money in this family, okay, money is very essential. It is an essential basic need. So when it comes to money, family, yes, we need money, but still, it means that is not going to be like when we only have money without this. You know, there are many rich people, like they have money that is even great, but they have respect for their families and wives. They find a family, they have everything, they don't lack anything. When it comes to money, they have everything. But when it comes to respect, a man does not respect his wife. That is because they lack some other aspects. So money is actually needed in everything. Money is needed. But what we need more is like this care, love, respect. If I have money and I don't respect my man, like it makes no sense. Because first of all, even to get money, you have to do with respect. Most of the families that lack respect are like there are those families you hear that today they have fought, tomorrow they are fighting, yesterday they fought. Like there is nothing like respect in family. Just because they have money, they can get it.
Okay, thank you. What do you think causes that lack of respect for one another in the family? What causes it?
Like what I think causes lack of respect, you know, like this generation, we value money too much. For anyone to love someone, like for a girl like me to love a man, he has to be having money.
So you
But
respect
we forget that money is not everything. Yes, money, it sometimes comes in like it is going to help us in some things, but when it comes to respect, money is nothing. That is why you're going to find that I have a man, he has money, but I only want his money. When there is no money, we are not talking.
No love.
Yeah.
Yes, man.
Me, what I think is just a matter of balance of what we have. Because first of all, yeah, a relationship without money, hey, you people, you need to test. A relationship without money is somehow sour. You look at your partner, he's ugly, he is not clean, everything is weird.
Understand him.
You
Don't
can't
understand it.
understand. You can't understand. Those people who say you have to understand your partner, at least he must have some money.
Something.
But you expect me to respect you when I tell you I want smearing gel for my skin, I want to plait my hair, you can't even contribute a quarter. And then I come and respect you. I find it weird. So we should normalize having some money. Let's be somehow financially stable before going into starting a family.
Okay.
Yes.
Kevin.
For me, my take about that, I think money is very essential because when you don't have money, a lot of problems can happen. You can't afford to take a child to the hospital. So that things that come without money can cause problems, and they end up bringing up misunderstandings in the family. So for me, I think that money is very essential in a family, and money can bring unity. Because trust me, when you have money, people will come to you. Even if you tell them things that are annoying, they will come down and
Listen
to you and be like, oh, we have nothing to do because we need this person.
Okay. Though we began from there, yes, I wanted to see and to know your take on this one. But our first question would be, do we have ideal families today? Do we have ideal families today? Family where you come from, is it an ideal one? Do we have ideal families today? According to what
I
you see.
think to a certain extent we have ideal families. It is basically, I can say that it depends on a family. There are some family members where they are connected even if a problem comes to them, they will come down and settle the problem. But there are certain family members where they are all separated. They don't want to know. Everyone cares on his or her family. Yeah? So I think that's it.
Do you have ideal families today? Because we have seen families going into witchcraft, divorcing each other, demanding too much of things, money, what?
I
That
think
family ideal.
that family is not ideal, of course, but I think we still have a few families who are built on love, respect, disciplining their children. We still have ideal families.
Shanta.
Like talking about ideal families, those families still exist, though they are very few, but
Meaning that they are perishing.
like
Going away.
you know, like we move from generation to generation and things keep on changing. So these families also, there are some families you're going to reach into a family and you say, I wish I was part of this family. And like you see those people the way they behave and you
Like what?
like the families where you find that when it is time for meals they are together. You know, there are these families when it is time for meals, the other one goes to the bedroom, another one is in the sitting room, another one is at the dining compound. Everywhere you find them scattered. But there are these families, you reach into a family and I wish I was part of this family.
They eat together.
They eat together, they pray together, they move together. Even the care you find in that family, you really wish you are part of the family.
According to you.
Yes, thank you very much for that opportunity. According to me, I also believe like our previous discussants have said, ideal families are still in existence. If families that still are under the principles of love, trust, and care are still there, and people are coexisting together and focusing on development.
Okay, thank you, our visitors and our viewer who's viewing us. And you have heard their ideas about an ideal family and what is essential in building up an ideal family. Then we know that communication is key in everything. Maybe it's an organization or even in family, communication is key. But do you think that communication plays a role in maintaining an ideal family in this contemporary world? Because if I can find a family whereby from a child to father they have smartphones, we are going digital. So you find that everyone is on WhatsApp, TikTok, what. No one has time for each other. Can that antagonize the peace we are having or the setting of an ideal family to come out very well?
Communication is very much important in a family setting, and when there is no communication, that means that the family is moving from being ideal to non-ideal. Because communication has to sort out very many things. The moment there is no communication, then you start to think for the rest of the people. You start to assume what they could be thinking about. And most of the cases you find that the thoughts you have for these people are evil thoughts. You're like, you want to bring witchcraft, you want to do this, only evil thoughts. But when there is communication, when you for example, families who have house and what, when you say this and everything is moving on smoothly, I believe the family has to keep ideal, and communication plays a very pivotal role in achieving
Before leaving the microphone, I would like to share with us.
Yes.
How do you communicate at your home?
Right, thank you very much. There are very many ways on how we can communicate in our home, but the common way is verbal communication. Yes, good morning to you. Children greeting their parents. A wife, fathers and mothers greeting each other, sitting on the table, programming for their money, giving accountability. Today I'm going here and here and here, and I'll come back in the evening. This and this is not going okay.
Telling children about their habits.
Yes, telling about their habits, what they expected to do in the home. Because when you do not tell children the activities they are going to perform, this is where you find children skipping on cartoon the whole day, utensils are not washed, and there is nothing that is running because of lack of communication.
Meaning beating, abusing,
and now it breeds violence at the end of the day. But when there is communication, it reduces violence and everything runs smoothly within the family.
Okay.
Yes, thank you very much.
Talking about that, like communication in a family, communication is very essential. But you know, we are no longer in that analog era. We are in that digital era.
Bubble.
We are no longer in that analog era. Like these days, there is this digital era, and everything is done via internet, like via WhatsApp, what. But you know, these families, these days, people are always busy. There are no longer these days into the family today is gathering. They are going to discuss about something. When they want to gather, they plan for that gathering. When they still have something, like some families always meeting at the end of the year, like in December. That is when people are always in the village, and they discuss about their issues. But also this, in the digital era, people do communicate, because communicating is also part of family. People do communicate.
And you can feel that they are in the house together, but a woman is on WhatsApp or TikTok, a man is on another platform, children are their own business. No communication, like maybe they are holding a conversation about their life, about their business, about their children. It is rare nowadays. Where are we going?
Yeah, it is rare, but what I can give an experience, like with our family. When it is time to talk, and they said, then we have to talk
At your home?
Like at my home. They tell us no one is allowed to come with a phone in the meeting. If it is time for us to talk as a family, have some deep communication, there is no one who is allowed to go with a phone, even not my dad or my mom. No one is allowed to go with a phone during that meeting. So I think that is how even other families should.
To me, I think communication is key, as you mentioned it, and parents must ensure proper communication with their children, not waiting for them to fall into mistakes, like when a child is already spoiled and you tend to bring in communication. I think in the upbringing of your children, you must ensure that you fix some time to talk to them. You discipline them in some ways, tell them some good things you want them to be and to do. Yeah, communication is key, and to a growing child, yeah, the more it's like this proverb, okay, it's a proverb, they say that constant drizzling. The more you keep on talking to a child as he or she is growing up, it makes an impact on the child. But when you just give them
Keep
phones,
quiet.
you give them laptops, tabs, and you think you're giving them freedom, time is going to come, they are spoiled. You tend to beat up good communicator, yet they are no longer picking anything.
Thank you so much. Nowadays, there are challenges in our families, and we know some of these challenges are brought up by some causes like lack of money or poverty, and even some behavior change. So a family has run away from God. They don't pray on Sunday. They don't care about others. I think it's a challenge to us as members of the family, and even our neighbors, and even in the face of God, because an ideal family should respect God. An ideal family should praise God. Another question that will come up would be, what are the rules or practices that an ideal family should put? Because remember, the head of a family has to put rules, guidelines to drive the family. what are those practices or rules that a head of family should put or would have put in his or her family so that the family stays up to the values that respect God?
Thank you very much, presenter, for that wonderful question. Like you had earlier mentioned, the fear of God is very much important. So a family, I think one of the key principles it should put or uphold is the fear of God. Parents should learn to always fear God, to revere God, and also teach their children to also fear and learn to love and to serve God. And these practices, of course, have to come in with at least attending church every Sunday. Yes, ensuring these children go to church, they read their Bibles, and they teach them godly principles, so that as they continue to grow up, not only will they just live, but they will also recognize that there is a God who punishes wrong. So once that is in place, then the family becomes ideal because there are few mistakes that are registered. Then the other thing I could also consider is also bringing up the concept of respect within the family. The wife should respect the husband. Children should respect their parents. And when the adults in this family demonstrate such kind of attributes, then the children also pick up. They say, this is our father, we have to respect them. And also what the parents tell their children matter a lot. Because actually, children at their young age believe in their parents more than anything. Yes, like the Bible says, I might quote that train up a child in how they should go, and when they grow old, they will not depart away from it. So children, the parents have a role to continuously encourage, correct their children. When they fight, be like you did something wrong, they should not just ignore whatever happened.
There is also a quote in the verse, spare the Lord and spoil
the child. Exactly.
Do you agree that?
I agree with it. And this generation has come up with children's rights and those bad, evil practices which are killing our generation. But for me as a student who's growing up, I believe I have to train my children. Should they do any mistake, I cannot spare the road. When you beat them, sense comes in
They
their
come back
heads.
on the right
Yes.
way.
Actually, when you do not discipline them when they are young, then they will grow old and you will not have a chance to discipline them.
Okay.
Yes.
I think you have been listening, giving their ideas on what an ideal family should be, how should it look like, what should be there in an ideal family. So, let's continue. Supporting each other in family is very key for us to have an ideal. You know, it is very absurd or it is hard to live in a family where people do support each other. Can you give us any experience in a family who has supported you in any way? Yes, gently.
So, like, what I can say that is what I've learned, and if I'm part of it, I also apply that give me psychological support, because we are children. Right now, our parents see you as a knowledge person, but they also know that in your parents' home you're still a child. So there is an extent when I reach an extent that like giving up. But what I can say is that my dad keeps on pushing. Whenever I get a problem or a challenge, it's maybe going to affect me psychologically. He comes in and says, you have to do this like this, you don't have to worry about this. Okay, he comes in to support me everywhere, even my sisters.
Okay, but any experience where a family member supported you? You know, some people think that supporting someone is supporting the person financially, but someone can support you with an advice. Also, yeah.
So, with my experience, yes, first of all, it's financial, because me being here to university and being supported financially to somebody. And in the words of Richland, our parents take their time to advise us on what we should do, to discipline us, tell us some good words. If you do this, you won't get this. If you do this, you will get this. So that through the good words, the advice they give us, it's also another support and
Okay. Any member who was supporting you?
support. For me, I can talk about my brother. They have been really, really supportive. When it comes to finances, they have been there for me. If it comes to mental support, they have been there for me. So supporting each other in the family is very essential. Because for me, I remember there was a time when I wanted to drop out from senior four, and my brother stood up and said, "You have to continue to study because senior four is nothing. You have to reach university." And I remember if it wasn't him, I wouldn't have been here. And right now, through his support, I'm now realizing the benefits of education.
Okay.
So, it's
Thank
very
you.
essential.
Thank you so much. Other than the family, I think we should not forget that it must be with children, mother and father. According to you, Mag, what are the qualities which see in someone, maybe in father or in dad? Because after graduating after our studies, we have to get married. We have to get married or look for a job to do. But what are our viewers? Thank you so much for viewing us, for watching and liking our content. Like, share, subscribe. We love you so much. I'm Jimmy Kutesa. Meet next time. Thank you so much.